guys, Mike McElwain with another episode of Workout 101 on workouttrainer.com, right here at the gym, the personal home fitness studio of the Dr. Jim Stepani and myself, Mike McElwain. So today we're doing some videos that are pertaining to the arms. We're going to continue doing them. One of the exercises that I don't believe I've really covered yet has been the preacher curl. Preacher curl, some of the favorite exercises that people do, or one of the favorite exercises that people do when they're doing biceps, or specifically, any arm workout. It's really important to understand setup, execution, technique, as well as the goal of why you want to do a preacher curl. Now, again, preacher curl, yeah, you want to hit the arms, perfectly fine. You want to hit the biceps, absolutely. Just understand that when you're doing all these different exercises in the gym, their muscles, different parts of the body have multiple areas that can be emphasized. So you're getting, it's like sculpting, right? It's like Arnold said, I want to chisel the deltoids a little bit, right? You got to know what you want to do if you want more thickness to your arm, or if you want a better peak to your arm. Now, again, genetics plays a key role, so there are limitations that we just cannot get around. However, when you are training, you want to maximize the potential that you, yourself, and your body has in order to get the best results possible. So in the instance of doing something like the preacher curl, understand that doing a preacher curl, anytime that your arm is in front of your body, okay? And in this instance, as you're sitting down here, as the arms are extended in front of your body here, you have two different heads of the bicep, okay? You have a long head, which is responsible for peak. So as I flex here, the peak of the bicep is really primarily determined from the long head, as well as the length of the tendon. That has to do with genetics. I don't have a very long tendon in my bicep, so I work on peak a lot, because if this tendon was longer, I would have a shorter belly of the biceps, which would actually give more of a round peak. I don't have that. I have a very short tendon. And because I have a short tendon, I have a broader belly of the muscle, which is going to take a lot more work in order to try and maximize that peak. But we do our best. So when you're doing certain things, the position of the elbow, the position of the arm, it does matter. When our elbows are in front and we are curling upwards, we are maximizing the load placed on the shorter head of the bicep, which is responsible for width, because this shorter head grows this way and out. So as this grows this way and out, you're increasing the width and the thickness of the bicep. The long head is responsible more for the peak. So when we're doing the preacher curl, just understand that that is the primary part of the biceps that you are hitting. Yes, the long head is involved as well, but the load, the majority of it, if you actually give a percentage of which one is hit more than the other, it's the shorter head. So first things first is that's that. The next thing is you want to establish the right height of the preacher curl. Now, if you look at me right here, this is a little high. The reason for that is because the higher that this is, if this fulcrum here, okay, this is an acting fulcrum to where my elbow pivots on, is too high, remember, I'm working against gravity here, okay? Gravity has a line of resistance to where everything travels within gravity at 90 degrees up. Because I'm now playing around with that load, because of the angular change, I'm on more of a 45-degree angle here. What happens is I don't want to be too high up, because what that's going to do is that's going to rotate my arm higher up here, which means I'm only getting load to the biceps in the vertical motion right here. Once I pass this point to where the bar is no longer going up, now I'm traveling back, that decreases the load onto the biceps. Now, if you really want to maximize the load on the beginning parts of that concentric phase, of course you can do that. Just understand one thing. Remember, the biceps, when you're doing a curl, this first part of this motion, when the elbow flexes here, the biceps really aren't even the primary muscle group involved. The brachialis and the brachioradialis are actually the primary muscle groups involved in this action. The further that you curl your arm up is when the biceps become more of the primary muscle group involved. In other words, that's when they're really going to establish the amount of force that you want to apply to that muscle in order to grow it. So if this load as you curl up here is decreasing, as the biceps head is being more activated, you're not really doing yourself any good. That's one of the reasons why I actually like using bands, but that's another video. So height of this really is important. What you want to do is you want to make sure that the height of this is right about underneath where your chest is, okay? To where it's about right here. And the reason why is because yes, you do want to lean over a little bit, but you really want this angular change to not minimize the amount of load that's placed on the bicep. So as you're in this position here, you don't want to hunch over. See a lot of people doing this, and they get their chin down and they're pulling up, and look, that's a bunch of crap. Don't do that, okay? Sit up straight on the bench, okay? Lean forward to where, yes, your chest is placed and your elbows are locked in. You want to really plant your elbows down, but as you can see here, as I'm going to curl up, I'm still going vertical. Only at this point right here, my biceps are already pretty contracted to where I can I can come back as far as I can without hitting myself in the face and really force that bicep to contract at the top. So, but we want to make sure that the level of the bench is placed properly. So as we curl up here, we start off in the extended position. As we curl up, head straight. We don't want to tuck our chin, head straight. Our spine should always be neutral. And as we curl up here, curl up, back down to an extended position, back down, now, there is debate. People say go into lockout. When you're talking about a single exercise where you're going into complete lockout and you're really going for, it's hard enough to do certain things. When you go into lockout, a lot of times I don't necessarily say go into full lockout. Look, the bicep isn't really even activated until you get past this point anyway. As long as you can go down to that point at which the biceps are being activated, that's far. Going into complete lockout and then curling up, oh, range of motion is so important. Yeah, but so is hyperextension, If you're sitting here and putting a huge amount of force in lockout, you can develop things like biceps tendonitis, tennis elbow. Those things, look, the joints are assisted by the ligaments. The ligaments are what hold the joints together, as well as, yes, the muscles assist in movement. But when you're placing a massive amount of load and strain, the muscles are really not, they're tense, but they're not supporting the joint when you're in lockout. The ligaments are. So if you're going into complete lockout and you're plopping down and doing this, that's when you can start developing certain things, and plus injuries can happen. Always control the weight. The way that you control the weight is you keep that muscle active the whole time. So as you're curling up, you'll notice this is far enough. I'm not in full extended lockout here, but this is far enough. That's where my bicep is placed. That's where I'm going down and I'm coming back up. This is far enough right here. So as I come up, squeezing, back down, that's far enough. And back down, all right? So, preacher curl, defined in much more than I'm sure you guys probably were aware of, or perhaps you don't even care, but you should. If you have any questions about this exercise or anything else, please ask me on the Workout Trainer Facebook page, the Gym Army group page, or anywhere that you see this video. And I'll be sure to do my best to answer those questions. If you guys want a workout program that utilizes this specific movement, make sure to click below on the Workout Trainer Facebook page. Where this video is displayed, there will be a workout loaded there for you guys, which utilizes this movement. Until next time, guys, it's Mike Mackerling. Take care.